Hello there, and welcome to the Wandering Wolf Monday Night Football Chat. I'm your host, Mark Rhodes. Alongside me, as always, is my friend and fellow Wolves lifer. He's got his Raul Jimenez third kit on tonight. Wicked. How you doing, Craig? You all right, mate?
I'm great, mate. I'm great. How you doing?
Good. Yeah,
good to see you.
Good. Yeah, I don't think we've done many of these where we've had 2 wins in a row. So I'm absolutely buzzing, mate.
It's unfamiliar territory, I'll give you that. But
Yeah.
let's just remain calm.
Yes, yes. It's difficult to sometimes when you watch such a fantastic array of footballing delights that we saw on Saturday.
Wasn't it good? Wasn't it good?
Yeah, I thought because we were there in the flesh. Big thanks to Charlie Cooper, legend.
Absolutely fantastic day.
Top man, thanks very much.
And also, before you go any further then, mate, we'll just do a shout out, because you thank Charlie. I've got to just give a quick shout out to Mr. Round at Wolverley Secondary School, who were at the match with on Saturday. Absolutely top bloke. Great to see you, mate. And get subscribing on YouTube.
Yes.
Wolverley Secondary School Drama Club.
And do all your homework.
Talking to you.
And all that stuff. Yeah, no, it was brilliant, wasn't it, mate? It was
great, mate. It was great.
It was a great day. Obviously, the result helped, but I think we all felt in our hearts that it was going to be a tight game on Saturday. 2 teams that I don't know, but not high on confidence. Is that fair to say? I don't know.
So.
I know we've won 3 out of 4 games now, which that doesn't say that you haven't got confidence in the team, but it was the way we were playing. It's like we didn't exactly burn the house down with our performance against Southampton. It was a bit of a smash and grab, really. But I thought we played well against Newcastle. It was a tight affair in the first 10-15 minutes. We couldn't really get the ball off them the first 5 minutes, but once we got the goal, and what a great goal it was, I did feel as though there was only going to be one winner. Obviously, we had a little bump in the road just before half time, but I thought we played really well. And when Steve Bruce came on and said, I thought we were really unlucky not to win the game. I was like, what? Really?
I think he's watching a different game.
I
think before the game, I think we were both sort of suggesting that we could lose. It was going to be tight. It was probably going to be a 0-0, 1-1. Probably not the greatest of games. And then I think it was definitely after a few beers that we decided and set on 2-1. So well done for that prediction.
Yeah. Probably the first prediction ever got right, ever.
And probably the only one, the only score that we didn't bet on Saturday, which was a shame.
We went for Semedo scored in a time and 4-1 or something ridiculous. I was like, what are we doing? It's like I think we were about 3 drinks in by then. So
I'm sure we were. But yeah, I mean, I think you're right. It was a bit of a dodgy start. I thought Newcastle started well, and thinking,
you couldn't get the ball.
Hang on a minute. But when we got into our rhythm, it was a lot better. It was playing some good stuff. I think we defended well, although they didn't really have too much to throw at us. Although what they did throw at us, and we kept them quiet, really.
Well, I don't think they were playing their players in the right positions. Like St. Maximin is not a forward. He's a forward, but he's not a centre forward. I wouldn't say. But he was doing a lot of the ball carrying. Really,
he was.
I think he's a decent player.
He's a great player. I think he's very dangerous. If he was playing in a better team, I think he's potential to be really good. Well, we had a quick discussion about this. So we sort of suggested he's quite similar to Traore. I think in terms of like stature and speed and his kind of presence on the ball. So I think you said to me during the first half that you'd have him over Traore.
Yeah, I would.
Interesting to see what people say about that, because I agree with that.
I think
Obviously,
50% will get hammered and 50% will say, well, yeah.
yeah.
But were you surprised that Traore didn't start? Bearing in mind, I know I'm asking, but I was slightly surprised that he went with Trincao. And let's talk about some negatives.
Yeah.
Trincao was an abomination.
He had a poor game. He had a poor
He was
game.
absolute trash. Like
He
he could have
was.
come off after, I'd say, well, half time. Like
Yeah.
I was
Well, you shouted
like,
at him to come off at half time. So
yeah, I was very surprised actually.
He had a poor game. Yeah, I think there's more to it with the Traore thing, because obviously there was all the transfer. I think there was all the I'm trying to say, the contract talk in the week.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he didn't start, and then he wasn't really warming up, and he disappeared down the tunnel at like 80 minutes.
I don't know.
I don't know. And then what did he come on for? Like,
I don't know. I don't know with that.
We saw him on the way out, didn't we?
Yeah.
And he was just sort of looked a bit dejected and on his own, which,
mate, I think he would.
Am I reading too much into that? I don't
know. Maybe you're right. As fans, you can only go on the players that are on the pitch, and to be honest, Trincao should have come off for either Podence or Traore.
Well, to be honest, I was sort of hoping Traore would come on.
Yeah,
because Trincao was playing so poorly.
We've spoke about this like so many times. Like Traore, if he's in your squad, he's a fantastic sub to come on after 70 minutes when they're absolutely knackered.
Well, that game was calling out for it. That game was crying out for it.
100%. But I think I read something on Twitter, so obviously it's true. I read that Bruno Lage wants to play him on the left.
Right.
So good luck with that.
No left.
Good luck with that, because he ain't getting in ahead of Hwang.
No
chance.
No.
So let's talk about the man. Let's talk about this guy, Hwang Hee-chan. My good God.
The bull.
Well, he started like the bull.
What an exciting player we've got there.
Strength.
Just what we needed, mate. Just what we needed.
He's just got something about him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's just got that bit of spark. He's strong and quick. Obviously knows where the back of the net is, which we're desperate for.
He reminds me of a bulkier Jota.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Puts himself about a bit, and like the complete opposite of Trincao. Like Trincao's so lightweight in comparison to him.
Yeah.
I just really rate, and he's finishing. Good God,
superb, absolutely brilliant.
But the partnership now, like he's a shoo-in to start every single game now. Chan.
Yeah.
So you've got Chan, Jimenez, and then you've got one space with three players vying for it. You've got Traore, Podence, and Trincao. Now, we've got the international break obviously coming up, and who knows what'll happen then. But who would you play on that right-hand side our next game against Villa? Because I can't see him changing the formation.
I suppose this all comes down to whether Trincao just had a bad game, or whether we feel he's not good enough yet or at all.
It's difficult to say that he's not good enough at all. I know what you're saying. I just think he's too lightweight for the Premier League.
Yeah.
I just think he feels as though he's got loads of time as well. He thinks he's playing in the La Liga. Yeah. I said that to you on Saturday, didn't I? Just he thinks that there's nothing around him. Like he's got all the space in the field, and then there's about three defenders, midfielders on him, and he doesn't know what to do. Like he's got some lovely skill, and he should have absolutely buried that chance. Like, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to lift it, but
so unlucky though that was, really.
Was it though?
Lash it off the bar.
Literally, you're 10 yards away.
It's got to be finished. Yeah, he's
got to finish that, man. And but the front three, if you get that right, You've got 2 out of 3 really nailed on now.
But maybe if Hwang has come to life and he is like lively and knows where the ball is, maybe that'll help Traore in some way that he's making those runs and it.
Absolutely.
Maybe that could be really exciting.
Maybe that's what he's missing. It's like
but
it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because it depends who you play. I think like Villa. I think they'd have an absolute nightmare with Traore down the right. I think they really would. I think.
Well, we've got to keep this momentum going and go and finish them.
I know. Like the international breaks come at a bad time, actually. Because I was saying to you before we went live that it'd be nice to just crack on and carry on playing, especially the confidence now. In comparison,
it'd be good if there was a match like a Wednesday night match.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. But we'll get on to like size of squad and later on down the line in December when the African Cup of Nations come, we're in some serious trouble. We're going to have to play 4 at the back because you've only got Cody and Kilman.
That's going to be interesting.
Well, let's have a look at some comments because, thanks guys for getting in touch already. It's lovely to have you on the show. You pick one, mate. You go for it. You're in charge.
Well, yeah, go for it, AJ Chandler. Cheers for tuning in again, mate. Appreciate it. How good was it to see Wolves score first in a game instead of waiting to go behind before performing?
Yeah, I can't remember the last time we went in front.
I know. We went absolutely mental, as did everybody, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was just not only the goal and new signing and all that stuff, but it was like we scored a goal.
I know. At Molineux, it's like because obviously we beat Southampton 1-0. We definitely scored first there, but I know what you're saying. Like the home crowd, the home support, they've been through so much, through this season and the back end of last season. For us to actually score the first goal was, I didn't know what to do myself. I was like, yeah. And because we scored it so early as well, I did actually think afterwards that we'd kick on and absolutely spank them, but obviously. That didn't happen. It became a little bit of a war of attrition, and a few fans have said that Bruno Lage got the substitutes very wrong, and didn't do it early enough. Which,
he definitely took too long about it. Definitely.
Yeah. I think we need to give some serious props to Saiss.
Oh yeah, he had a storming game, didn't he?
I thought he was absolutely fantastic. He kept St. Maximum really quiet. St. Maximum had a great chance to score when it was 1-1. They literally equalised, and it would have been a travesty. And Sarr saved it, but other than that, I can't think of a situation where Saiss didn't have him in his pocket. And Saiss gets I think quite a bad rap from quite a lot of Wolves fans. He's not the most skillful player in the world.
Well, probably us over the last few weeks.
Oh God, yeah, I'm absolutely, I'm 100% on that bandwagon. Definitely, I've given him some right grief, but I've got to say, against Newcastle, he was fantastic. He really was.
He had a great game.
Yeah. Well, another player that had a great game as well, other than Hwang Hee-chan, was Mr. Jimenez.
There he is.
What a bloke.
Fantastic.
I think we're starting to see a confident Raul Jimenez, and somebody now he's actually gone, oh my God, there's somebody that can score some goals here if I put him through.
Yeah.
But he must be absolutely chomping at the bit to play with Chan now.
Because... well, you could see how happy he was, even though he hadn't scored, but the work he did to create the goal, or the chance, was amazing, wasn't it? And that's so good to see that back. Just looks like Raul of old, which is great news going forward.
Not necessarily him as a striker. I mean, his link-up play is so underrated.
Yeah,
like that's why they call it. Well, a lot of people say he's like the complete centre forward, and I think he probably is. I think for me, he's as good a number 9. Take Harry Kane out of the equation, old-fashioned centre forward as you're going to see in this league. Like, if he's on his game, and he starts doing what he's doing now, like the skills that he just went through 3 Newcastle players like they weren't
powerful,
there.
Isn't he? Like, just strong on the ball.
Yeah,
intelligent. And you know, we all know he knows where the goal is, and that'll come.
Yeah,
but if he's linking up with Hwang like that, it's going to be interesting. We just got to, you know, get it right at the back, I suppose. Which,
yeah,
you know, we showed signs of it on Saturday, but there was still really in the second half was poor spells, weren't there, all over.
Well, that I was going to come to that. I was going to come to like the negatives, and there were a few. There are a few. Don't get me wrong. Like we are far from the finished article, and I still think the way we're playing, we're going to lose more than we win at the moment. But let's just bask in this glory. We've beaten 2 teams that I think if we don't want to be fighting relegation, we should be beating. Because I do believe that Southampton and Newcastle are going to really struggle this season. I said that to you earlier, didn't I, mate? Yeah. Like, you know,
do you think Newcastle are one of those that could potentially be going down? Are they that bad?
Unless they get rid of Bruce, I think they are.
I can't see him being around too long. I mean, you were on the podcast, weren't you, Friday night?
Yeah.
With the two lads, and
they were lovely lads, really lovely lads. But the vitriol,
certainly not fans of Bruce, are they?
Oh my God! Well, I had to ask him. I was like, "Is this all on Bruce, or is it on Mike Ashley as well?" And they were like, "It's 50-50." And I could you could feel, like, you know, when, like, you know, Wolves fans have a little bit of there's a lot of anger there. The Newcastle fans, my God, it's proper pure hatred. Get out of my club. It wasn't like, you know, when Nuno left, it was like, oh, don't go. It's like literally they would kick him out of a moving car. that's what I'm thinking. They despise Steve Bruce and they want him gone. And I asked them, like, who would they want, and they were like, Eddie Howe. And I was like, all right, frying pan to the fire, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about that, weren't we, on Saturday? Like, they are poor. They are very poor. It's
look at their squad though, mate. They've got some great players. He's just playing him in the wrong position.
Yeah, but obviously everybody wants Bruce out connecting with the club. But like I think Charlie said, you know, that Mike Ashley's going to have to pay him $4 million if the sack him. So that's not going to happen. So they're stuck.
But the issue is here.
At what point do they think, we're going down?
It's going to cost a lot more than $4 million if they get relegated to the Championship. So oh, I don't know, mate. Like, let's have a look at Adam Wiggin, that comment, because that's interesting. That's a good question.
Oh, this one?
That's the one, buddy. Yeah, go on, you do it.
Bruno could keep a back 3 when Sight and Bolly go to the Cup of Nations by playing Hover as a pacey right centre-back. His pace could also compensate for Cody and Kilman's lack of it. What do you think?
If Herver's in a back 3 in the Premier League for us, we are going to struggle.
We're going to have to score 6.
Yeah. It'll be like Kevin Keegan when he was the manager of Newcastle. He's like, you come, we'll go. We come. I don't think, Adam, that is going to work for me, really. Herver's, he's not a centre-back. He's definitely not a centre-back.
It's going to be interesting, that is.
I don't particularly rate him, to be fair. If he's not getting ahead of Semedo at the moment, the way Semedo's playing, and he ain't playing well, Semedo, for me.
He wasn't great, was he?
No. If he's not, and we talked about this as well. It's like, is it because of the price tag of Semedo that he's actually getting in the team at the moment? Because I can't see anything else. There's no other redeeming features for me. I think he's one of the weak links of the team. Yeah. But Herver's I don't think Herver's good enough defensively either. So with
what you just said, why did we back Semedo heavily to score any time?
because he's had 3 one-on-one chances this season. So I just thought, like, you know,
True.
yeah. I'm definitely not putting that bet on again. That was ridiculous.
That's
But Adam, I think we will be going to a back four for the month of December, and it's either going to be an absolute disaster, or we won't go back to a 5 because it'll go so well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
let's have a few more questions.
Here we go. However, isn't good enough defensively. None of our 4 wing backs, not including Johnny, are that good defensively. They are all attack minded.
I can't argue with that. They're right, aren't they? I don't know. Marcel's like probably the most defensive one out of the lot, but I can see what you're saying.
How long's Mosquera out for?
5 months, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, Christ.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'd scare him, man. It'll be like signing, like, well, you say that after somebody gets injured after 20 appearances and comes back from a lengthy injury. He's literally played like half a game. I think Mosquera will feel like a massive signing when he does come back, and like, because Marcel, don't get me wrong, like last couple of games not been great, but the first few games we were like, whoa, he's one of our best players. So I don't know. I just want Johnny to come back and be 100% fit, because that bloke he's so much better than anyone as a wing back.
Kilman had another good game.
Yes, he did. Yes, we're not talking about him, and that's a good sign for a centre back.
Sure is.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Sure is.
Like,
it's solid, and it's solid.
He does the ugly things well. He does the ugly things well, and he's very accomplished on the ball. More accomplished than I gave him credit for, actually. Because he's a big old lump, and he's really good on the ball. Like he used it really well on Saturday.
I'm not sure I'd appreciate you saying that, man.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say to his face. Probably to his chest.
He's an athletic lump. It's a bit like me.
Good jokes.
Good jokes.
What else we got? Oh, more dodgy official. Yeah, let's talk about this absolute nonsense. Oh.
Yeah, so final revival. Thoughts on Sarr? He should have stayed down, in my opinion. He was too honest. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can really knock him for what he did, but he should have stayed down, really.
If he stays,
what would have happened if he stayed down?
If he stays down, they blow the whistle. The reason they blow the whistle is because they don't know whether it's a head injury. Do you know what I mean?
But I'd say fair play to him for what he did, because some players.
Yeah, but you can't do it afterwards. But you can't go. No, like that, and then go back down. You just look like an absolute mug.
Some players would have just gone down there and held their head, waited for the whistle to go, and opportunity's gone in it, and that's probably where.
But
I'd like to have seen him do that, even if it wasn't his head.
Don't get me wrong.
Also, fair play to him, I suppose. But
I thought Sarr had a cracking game, but that for me, like, if you've been in a one-on-one with a player as a keeper, and it's a 50-50 ball, fine. But if you've got any kind of injury, you hold your head, and the referee stops the game. And he would have stopped the game. He was no question about it. If he would have stayed on the floor, and that's what the referee was banging on at him as he was coming off, because he was giving it some, and the ref was just like, "Well, you got up, you got up," and then he went back down again.
It's defense, he was right. So, worst ref I've seen in recent time, but he was right with that.
I don't know whether this is the same with every single fan of every single club, that they think that they're having like such bad officiating, but it was absolutely horrendous. Like, I've never seen anything like it. Every single time we got anywhere near a Newcastle player, he'd blow the whistle.
Yeah, it was mental. It was crazy.
You know, and I'm not saying not sour grapes or anything, because we won, so I don't care. But if that would have had any bearing on it, it was awful, wasn't it? It was like, I didn't get it at all. But All right, let's put Shrewsbury Wolves the last one. I don't think the goal would have been. I don't think the goal would have been disallowed even if he would have stayed down. The refs aren't good enough, as shown by Henderson staying on yesterday and Foden not getting a penalty last night. Yeah, I don't think the Premier League officials are very good. And that's being kind. You, you just have to look at the World Cup, don't you? And the Euros, and just look at the standard of refereeing there.
Yeah, there's a big difference, isn't there? And
we never talk about the referees. We never talk about the referees, and when VAR happens, straight away it's sorted. We are just all we're talking about is dodgy referees, and there's got to come a point. There's got to come a point in time where we can't do that anymore. Like it's like the refs are more important. That I believe that a law should come into the game where the referee should, without fail, do an interview.
Yeah, that would be
all the major TV stations, Sky, BBC, anyone, and give their opinion on the game. It's like they're untouchable. That there's nothing coming back on them. They've got a really hard job, and we know that. But you've got to be better than that. So all the fans want is some clarity. All they want is to be able to think, okay, fair enough, I understand why you did that. Because they try and get like the referees from about 20 years ago, and all they do, because like they're in like this clique, they just say, yes, I agree. It's like, are you watching what everybody else is watching?
Because to be fair, if somebody makes a decision that you disagree with, but they come out and say, this is why I did it.
Absolutely.
Fair play.
Absolutely. That's all you want. You want to be human beings.
Yeah.
That's it. It's all robotic. Everything's.
I don't think it'll be far away. I think that's going to be a good addition.
So I hope so. I really hope so. Because I think refs have got a lot to answer for. They're the most important people on the pitch because they have the ability to send a team down to the Championship and cost them 30-40 million quid.
Yeah.
For one dodgy decision. Like, it's in their hands.
Yeah.
So they should be held accountable for their actions. And it didn't matter the Wolves Newcastle game in the end, but it could have done.
Well, it's like when it goes to VAR, they have to explain that, don't they, and show it and do all that. So why can't they do it for a decision they've made themselves?
Completely agree, mate.
So
I completely agree. And a lot of people are agreeing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne, cheers for joining again, mate. Premier's are rubbish. Enough said. Why waste time talking about it? Nothing will change. You're saying the same after most games. Yeah, it always feels like we get the short end of every week. It's the same thing.
Is that a Wolves thing, or is that just the officiating? I think it's just the officiating standard. I think it's just
general poor, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, it's just not. It's not very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Go on then. You read that.
All right. Yeah, we're complaining about the ref on Saturday, but to be fair to him, our second goal was because of an advantage he played for a foul on Jimenez. Fair point. Very good fair point. And we can talk about that with him when he does his interview with the major media outlets and say, well done, ref, you got that right. Well done. But yeah, there were very few and far between. But yeah, I don't know. Like, what else can we talk about the game? I reckon, all in all, solid performance. I'd give it like a 6-7 out of 10. No, I thought the first half we were definitely better. Second half, I think, personally.
Yeah. Well, Bruno was frustrated, wasn't he? So clearly, I don't think it was going to plan, shall we say? I don't think the ref helps that with the way his bonus was there for 5 seconds. And he got a yellow card for his troubles, didn't he? I think that was probably after the Saar.
I think it was. Yes.
But I think we're almost there, mate. It's just got that feeling. Like to be honest, on Saturday, the only real poor performance was Trincao, and probably Semedo didn't play his best. But does that mean they're not good enough, or did they just have bad games? I don't know. It just feels like it's getting a bit more positive as the weeks go by. So it's all like, coming together, I think, for me.
Do you think Ian Thomas is a referee? If you can do better, then become a ref.
Become a ref. Well,
it's a tough job, Ian. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. And if they're paid what they're paid, and they've got clubs' reputations and clubs' financial well-being in their hands, they need to be bloody better than what they are.
Yeah. I'm not saying be better. I'm personally saying come out and tell us why that decision was that decision.
Oh, so he's a ref.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, there you go.
Get in the Premier League then, mate. You'll probably do a better job.
Yeah, and then you can come on here and tell us why you've made that decision. After.
Yeah. Would you do it? Would you do an interview, Ian, to talk to us about how difficult it is for officials, especially in the Premier League, to look as bad as what they do? When we look at the high standards that the Euros had, I can't see the correlation between. We're in it's the best league in the world.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Shrewsbury Wolf. Villa shouldn't even be in the league after that ghost goal against Sheffield United. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Not many Villa fans do. It's interesting, that, isn't it?
That from Pembroke.
Yeah, it's like, no. Yeah, we would have stayed up anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that would, it's the margins that are there. And
that's it. But then you've got, the team that went down instead of them, they've lost so much money because of VAR, which wasn't working at the time. Look at a replay.
Yeah, forgot to switch it off.
I can't. It's staggering, the ineptitude of some of the people in like high office in the Premier League. It's like I just feel like I'm just
Yeah,
when you talk about it, But yeah, completely agree about the Villa thing. They all say that it evens itself out, but I'm still peeved about Raul Jimenez's Europa League quarter-final penalty that should have been retaken. Not that I'm looking that far back, but I can't even have a go at the Premier League for that. That was European.
It's all fair. Yeah. Here's one, Steve. Has Trincao lived up to the hype so far?
A resounding no. I think that's
yeah. I think he's shown signs of brilliance for me. Like the first few matches, I thought it was great. I think might have been the United game, and he was fantastic. Every time we got on the ball, it felt like we were going to do something. He was brilliant.
Gone backwards.
He brought that bit of excitement to it, and it just seemed, I don't know what it is. It's obviously there. We just got off the ball a touch, and I think he just had a bit of a poor game, maybe.
Yeah,
Wolverhampton piddling down with rain. Who knows? He's just got to get used to it. He's got to toughen up a bit.
Yeah, it's like
get him out there running. In the car.
Yeah. What Shrewsbury Wolf, wasn't that the semi-final? No, it was the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Come on. And let's go to Wayne again. That was a failure of goal line technology, not the ref. It's a failure of common sense, is what it is, because the referee is in charge of the game, and he could go, "Can I have a look at that on the screen? The TV replay screen." It's like the referee is in charge of the game. He's in charge of the game. So, hey ho.
In charge.
What else? What else we got?
Because they got the power to look at VAR and look at stuff and overturn it. So surely it lies with them. They are they're in charge.
When there's so much at stake, and there is so much at stake for staying in this league, then it has to be right. It has to be right.
Yeah.
But hey ho.
Well, I'm just looking at the comments here, mate. Just, here we go. Go back to this one.
Yeah, man.
Thoughts on Bruno's use of subs? To me, when he needs to change something major, he's willing to do it. Example, when he changed formation at half-time against Brentford. But most of the subs are late, in my opinion.
What are your thoughts on that, mate? Because
yeah, well, I think the game, especially on Saturday, it was crying out for a change. And you know my thoughts on Traore, but I was crying out for it. Get him on.
It was a perfect time, wasn't it?
After an hour,
they were knackered,
or even before.
They were absolutely knackered.
It would have given us another outlet, and it would have, I think he'd have had a lot of the ball, and would have created probably another 4, 5, 6 chances. But he didn't, and that's why made me say earlier. It's strange what's going on there because of all the contract talk and blah blah. And
do you think that's what it is, or
he just
didn't think that he was the right change? Which is like his prerogative. He hasn't started the last 2 games.
Surely he was watching.
Think that Traore he should be starting.
But he was watching what we were watching, and he must have seen that Trincao was having a poor game and change it. That's what subs are for. Go have a good game every game. So for me, that's what he should have done. But they do seem to be late, too late. So.
Paul, let's go on Paul's one.
Paul. Where is he? Find it, Paul. 2020-21. That one?
That's the one. I think we should be patient with Trincao. If you remember, Neto was very lightweight when he first joined. He bulked up during the lockdown and was a world beater the season after. Absolutely 100% with you there. Can't argue with that one bit. I do have a little bit of an issue with comparing the 2 players because Neto got his head down and did that. What's Trincao's mindset like? Like, has he basically? Has he come to Wolves to get to a better club? Has he come from Barcelona, where he wasn't getting a game, and they've said, Mendes has said, "Come to Wolves, play well there. I'll get you another club, like a Man U or a Liverpool or something." Like, now that to me, Neto was not told that. Neto has done that because he wants to play for Wolves and he wants to bulk up and he wants to do his thing for us. Trincao, I get the feeling that we are a stepping stone for him. That's just my personal opinion. I think this is a favour.
But he's got to do well to get a move.
Well, that's it.
Later, isn't it? You can't just turn up.
Yeah. You can't just turn up.
Do the bare minimum and go.
Just because of the name,
a bit of back and forth here.
Yeah, but we would be naive to think Neto is not also using a stepping stone to move to a bigger club. Let's be honest. Maybe in a couple of years. I don't think Neto's going anywhere. Personally, well, he ain't definitely not. At the moment he's injured. But
it's definitely hindered things in being injured like that. But I do think he would be gone if he was playing well for us and somebody came in from in January. Let's say, I think he'd be gone. Definitely. Yeah, I'd like to think I'm wrong, but
from Pixel Yeti Media, that's a great question. Actually, go on, Craig.
When all forwards are fit, do you sign Trink? Would you sign him or the cheaper and more impactful Hwang for less?
In an ideal world, I'd sign them both.
I'd sign Hwang now.
Yeah. I think you've got to. I think Hwang, as we've seen, is clinical. He's somebody that if you give him a one-on-one, he don't really miss. Like I think he's very similar to Jota in that respect. I think like if you gave Jota 5 one-on-ones, he'd score 4 of them, and that's what he did. He scored so many goals for us. But problem with Jota was he went on 5-6 games where he played amazingly. Then he had a 10-game spell where you didn't see him, which is why Nuno kept him on the bench for how many games, and that's why when Liverpool came in, we thought it was a great deal for everyone. But I think I think with Hwang, I for 12 million, it's an absolute steal. Like, well, it looks very like it's a steal at the moment, the way he's playing. I think if all of them are fit, Neto, Traore, Pedence, Hwang, Jimenez, Silva, and what was said? Like, oh God! But no, I wouldn't sign him. From what I've seen so far, no, I don't think we need him. If Neto is fit,
I'd have to agree with that.
And we keep Traore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I don't think we've seen enough. You know, I think he will blossom into a decent player. How what level that's going to be, I don't know yet. But you know, just be grateful that we've got this young talent at our club.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
To do his, you know, learn his trade and see how he gets on.
Listen,
it could be a diamond in the rough. You know,
I'm not naive enough to believe that we're a club that's going to keep all of these incredible players if they keep on, you know. Neto, for me, will stay for another season when he comes back fit, he fires on all cylinders, and then maybe he'll go. But I think he'll give us at 100% of him for another season, a season and a half. I think he'll come back in the new year, hopefully, do his thing, play for another season, and then leave. And you know, and who are we to begrudge him that if he does the business for us? But if that's the case, then maybe we do need somebody like Trincao to fill in that void. But if you've got Hwang and you've got Traore and Pedence, and like we are spoiled, like of forward riches here.
Well, everyone's asking if Trincao's good enough. Is Pedence good enough? It would be my question.
Yeah. Now, you know how I feel about Pedence. Like,
I know you love him, but
I do, but I think you're correct. I think you're correct in the fact that maybe he isn't right for the Premier League. Maybe he has got that issue with him being too small and being a bit too lightweight.
I mean, for me,
he
can't be small, but he just seems to be just not. He hasn't got that strength. And it's not the fact of bulking up or anything like that. It just looks like he's not quite at that level. It's very, it's very physical, isn't it? And every time he just, when I've seen him recently, he just looks like he's struggling. So,
yeah, I tend to agree with that. What I've seen of him so far this season, he hasn't hit the heights that I expected him to, and maybe he's the odd one out. It's a shame because I thought there was a lot of potential there with him, but I know what you're saying. Let's go with, who shall we go with?
Paul again, I think.
Yeah, man.
Question here, lads. Why do our fans think Adama should be our highest paid player? He's a forward who doesn't score goals, and if Neto's back fit, he probably won't even start.
Can you say Adama again? Adama.
Well, I don't want him to be. He should not be. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't. Yeah. I thought he was used to his best full potential on Saturday.
Oh God, dude, that's harsh. I don't think he should be.
Quick word from our sponsors.
Hello, mate. Or mates. What was I going to say? What do you think? Okay.
You're going to agree with me because I'm always right.
Well, I think you are on this. I think if Neto is back fit, like, who's to say that Neto shouldn't be our most expensive? Well,
in what world should Traore be paid £100,000 a week?
Well, I got stick. I
know you did.
It's not your money. It's not your money. I'm saying. I don't think that's the point here.
Good business. It's good business keeping him. What?
I don't think it is good business keeping him. It's like it's a bit like
very.
it's like keeping Peter Crouch for 100k a week, like, and keeping him on the bench. You know, like I don't understand. But no, I don't think so. I'm saying,
I'll go on this one.
All right. He just shouldn't be our best paid player. He should sign a new contract without being our best player, stay for a year, and we should sell him when we can get a bigger fee for him. We ain't going to get a bigger fee for him unless we played him.
Well, trouble is his value goes down every time we play. So,
oh God, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think the problem is that when we play Traore, we become very one-dimensional. Yeah. We basically say
it's plan A or nothing.
Adama have the ball, and I think Lage has seen that. I think I don't know whether he's going to sign a new contract, because I
don't think he. Well, I don't know. Time will tell, obviously, but it looks to me like Lage and him don't get on.
Do you think?
Yeah, it certainly looked just going really on Saturday, and the body language and whatever else.
Shrewsbury Wolf. At this rate, we'll have to pay a club to take him off us. It's a bit harsh. I think true. I don't know. I got so much grief on Twitter because I said that his crossing wasn't good, and everybody was like, "Whoa, his crossing's brilliant." I was like,
"What? Yeah, when? I saw that. What are they watching?" Because
if our forward was 9.5 foot,
and he ran the wrong way.
Absolutely, yeah. But I think a Pixel Yeti Media.
Oh, that reminds me. Do you remember when Matinho started running the wrong way on Saturday?
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
That way. Can I just say that Matinho was brilliant.
He was super
brilliant. Considering he's.
That just reminded me that was
mid-30s.
Hilarious.
So I think he's one player that does love playing under Bruno Lage. Yeah, because he's just become a different player.
Yeah, they're enjoying the football again, aren't they?
Yeah, it looks like it. It really does. Thanks, Pixel Yeti Media, for joining us. I would swap Adama for Maximum in a heartbeat. Very similar, but one will make a bigger difference to winning games, in my opinion. Yeah,
yeah. We said that.
It's a real tricky one, actually, because when I went on the Newcastle podcast, all they talked about was Traore. That's all they talked about. It was like, is Traore playing? Is Traore playing? And I was like, why? And they were saying, because we don't need to play. We don't need to play. It's class. And isn't it interesting how other people interpret the players, which is fine. Like, I think it's a tricky one with him. He's an enigma. He definitely is that, and it's not boring when you watch him. What else we got? Who else? Thanks for joining, guys. Brilliant.
Yeah, this is great, Gary. Surely we need to be talking about Marcel. The bloke worries me. Every time he gets the ball, I do a little poo. I hope he doesn't get the ball too often.
I know, yeah.
Gary, for anyone who's sitting near to you. But I don't know how I feel about that. He's. I think at the start of the season we were raving about him. His performances were great, and we were like, "Oh yes, he's back." I don't think he's had the best 2 games since then, but I think he's solid enough.
Let's put Mr. Nicholas Smith's retort to Gary. Easy, Gary. Marcel's a lovely man. He's in my dream team. Well, yeah, you might be doing well with Marcel. Cheap in the fantasy football team, and he's cheap points.
Solid as a rock,
isn't he?
Solid as a rock. Cheers for tuning in, Beard.
Yeah, cheers, matey.
Good man.
Right.
Here we go. I'd swap Adama for Mbappe in a heartbeat. One squeak. and the other can score. You decide which one's which.
Well, on the FIFA game, Mbappe is the only one that's faster than
I don't think
Adama.
those two should be spoken about in the same comment, really. To be honest.
Wayne, let's get Wayne on because he's a
Come on,
massive
Wayne.
Adama fan, to be fair, and he speaks up for him. You can dedicate a whole show about Adama when he doesn't sign a new contract, and sold. You'll be in your element. No, not now. You know what?
He got us all wrong, Wayne.
He brings something to the team. He brings pace. He brings this super sub quality. But I don't necessarily think that he gets in the starting 11 at the moment, personally. Right. Oh, Newcastle fan. Let's get... Yeah, Geordie. There we go. Newcastle fan here. Well done, Wolves. You're much better than us. Good luck for the rest of the season. Cheers, mate. Thank you. And good luck to you guys as well, because they're good lads, man. I don't know.
No, they are.
I think it's going to be so tight down there. It really is.
I think that the sooner you get Bruce out, the better. But
can we have a little chat about the fact that Watford sacked their manager and got the big dog in?
Yeah,
Ranieri,
they're going to win the league next year. Put your money on it.
Well, championship. I was a bit annoyed actually because I love Claudio Ranieri. I think he's fantastic, and on TalkSport. Simon Jordan, who I actually rate really highly, and
big time.
I absolutely agree with 99.9% of what he says. But he said that Claudio Ranieri only won the Premier League with Leicester because he was good with the media, and I was like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Yeah, I did hear a little bit about that earlier.
It's a bit crazy, but yeah, I actually think that's a great manager for Watford. I think they'll be all right now, personally.
Really?
Yeah.
What's Ranieri done since he left Leicester?
Mate,
just job to job, just doing nothing.
Well,
and he's not exactly got a lot to work with at Watford, has he?
I feel sorry for the previous manager because they were 14th in the league after 7 games, and he gets sacked. I'm just like, I don't know what the hell. Do Watford expect? Did Ranieri just get on the phone and went, "Gives a job," and just give him a job?
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one.
Yeah, but guys, so much interactions, brilliant. Cheers.
It's a good one. Shrewsbury Wolf. Don't forget that Marcel was signed as a backup to Johnny and Aitnery. He isn't the best, just a solid squad player.
Yeah, we only bought him for 2 million, didn't we? I'll tell you what, he's all right. I think.
That is mainly because he's made of glass. But
wicker.
To be honest, he has been playing all right. So
yeah, he's definitely had a better season this season than last.
I don't think it warrants doing a little poo every time he gets the ball.
No,
that's troubling me. That is.
Defensively, he's better than Aitnery. Personally, I think he's better defender.
That was another thing that
we were surprised at that.
Just reminded me that that's what I would have changed. I would have changed that after about an hour on Saturday, and I got
because of Maximum getting.
I just think if he could have been attacking down the left a bit more, I know it could have potentially opened us up a bit at the back, but we should have gone and put Newcastle to the sword, really.
Yeah,
and if we'd have hit him that way, I think we'd have created more chances.
Yes.
So that's a change. Probably, I'd like to see what we could do there.
There's a lot of ridiculous Watford decision. Let's go with Geordie again with who he thinks is going down. Go on, Craig.
Norwich, Watford, and either us, Burnley, or Southampton will go down. Bruce out.
Yeah. I think that's the official full stop.
Yeah.
For Newcastle fans, just Bruce out.
Yeah. I just hope. I think there's probably 3 worse than Newcastle.
Yeah, I think Southampton.
I don't really want to see him go. I mean,
I think Southampton, after Danny Ings has gone, I can't see them scoring any goals. I just can't see them scoring. Norwich, basically, I don't know what they are as a club. Like they don't spend any money. They just get the parachute payments.
It's a strange one, that is. Why wouldn't you at least give it a bit of a go? They just seem to have given up before they've kicked the ball, haven't they?
Yeah.
Or hope for the best, which you can't do that. Then.
Oh, did you see? Yeah, Pixel Yeti Media, get that one up. Sanchez at the bottom. Sanchez started the weekend for Lille.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Or did he come on as a sub? I don't know, but
he was back fit basically, wasn't he? Back
which he's putting. That's a bit cloudy for me now, because that's not about not getting through your medical. That's naughty, I think, because I would imagine he wanted to come.
Really?
I think January is going to be huge. Oh my God, it's going to be so big, because there could be a situation where we're either fighting relegation and Saiz and Bolly are going to the African Cup of Nations, and we need so many players. But I don't know.
Yeah, if we could get Sanchez, that would be incredible.
Well, it's a game changer. It really is.
I just want to say, Gary, just calm down. There's no match tonight. You're safe.
Eat some, like, bran. Okay.
So next up, international break.
As we all love it.
International.
Who are we playing? Like Andorra or
God knows. Who cares?
West Luxembourg or something. I don't know. It's some
Eastern Hungary.
Yeah. The
yeah. Who cares? Wrap it up. Get on with it. Villa away next.
That is
tasty.
Where we are.
You think so? Don't say things like that,
mate. Newcastle and Southampton, really good starters. This is the main course now. The next two games are massive. Villa and Leeds. Villa and Leeds are where we are, I think.
We'll see, won't we? We'll see.
Well, it's where I think we are. But we had tests against Southampton and Newcastle. But I think, unfortunately for those fans, I think they're going to be in the lower end of the bottom of the half of the table. I think Villa and Leeds are going to be mid-table, getting up to 8th, 9th, that type of thing. So if we can do well against them and show and have a good showing against them, I think that'll stand us in good stead. Yeah. But I'm not as worried as I have been.
Yeah, it's definitely feeling more positive. Like things are coming together.
I think when Jimenez and Hwang have just they've got it, haven't they?
Yeah. Let's hope it carries on. Just hope we can be positive and go and win by 2 goals type thing. Give them a go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree, mate. Anything else you want to add?
Not for now, mate. I don't think. I think we've covered all bases.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thanks for the interaction. Always love doing this show. Obviously, we won't be doing the international break because no one cares about international fixtures because it's dog. But we'll be back for the Villa game. But always brilliant having interaction like this. It's been actually busier than normal. I think it's because Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp down. They've all gone, let's go on here. But yeah, cheers, much appreciated. If you could, then give us a subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. I've said appreciated quite a lot there, so I do.
A few times, yeah.
I appreciate you. But yeah, always a pleasure, Mr. Craig Forward, and
always a pleasure.
See you very, very soon, and fingers crossed for a good win against the Vile.
Good times.
All right.
Right, we'll catch you again, mate. See you later.
See ya. Bye.